Their intention was to subvert the S&P. This is sensible, isn't it? Their intention was to subvert the S&P.
I'm Oliver.
This is sensible, isn't it?
He's doing a pretty good job.
What? This is sensible, isn't it?
He's doing a pretty good job.
I'm actually not laughing.
He's had to mute himself because he can't stop laughing in between.
I'm actually not laughing.
This is sensible, isn't it?
He's doing a pretty good job.
What?
It resonates greatly within me.
This is sensible, isn't it?
He's doing a pretty good job.
I'm actually not laughing.
He's had to mute himself because he can't stop laughing in between.
I'm actually not laughing. It resonates greatly within me.
This is sensible, isn't it?
He's doing a pretty good job.
I'm actually not laughing. It resonates greatly within me.
He's doing a pretty good job. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide and time zones are indeed still a thing. Can I get a wee audio check in the chat, please? And I'm going to introduce my guests. DJ, Sansom, what about you lads?
Well, like, long
Hello.
time no speak, eh?
Yeah, we almost, Packers tell me audio's good. People, whenever guests on it, don't go through and do all the hellos, but I will start flashing your names up on the screen to recognize that you're here. We had an impromptu one last month, but we haven't had a planned live stream with the three of us because life's a bitch and schedules don't always just line up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, I mean, for anyone that watched that, I mean, obviously we did this at the end of every month. But I sort of agreed to see my missus a bit more because we live so far apart. But in the last few weeks, maybe like 4 or 5 weeks ago now, yeah, that's how long it's been. I quit my job because my pay was shite. I probably should have found another job before I quit because I'm finding it quite difficult to obtain another job. And now my sort of financial situation, all the shit that I had with my car before Christmas and whatnot. Funnily enough, it was that weekend that we came to see you. But when I got home that weekend, I went over a pothole and it's been a pardon the pun car crash ever since. I was like hemorrhaging money to pay for that when I couldn't afford it because my pay was shit. Blah, long story short, so I can't even really afford to see my missus at the moment. So I'm back to sitting on my fucking Todd at the weekend, like. So here I am. And Sensum, I don't know why you wanted that video of the conservative AI, but I have found it, my friend, if you want it right now.
It wasn't. It was. I was going to do it on Monday night, mate. Where we.
Oh, okay. I can send it to you anyway.
But I have got a video lined up for tonight. This month in feminism.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Already?
I've got one lined up. It's another rock one. not we can play that later on, but that'll be a little treat for when the masses arrive.
Sansom, see whenever we started this 3-man stream, you were blissfully unaware of all this bullshit. And I'm now you've got to the point where I'm now starting to feel guilty for the fucking rabbit hole I sent you down.
I'll tell you one. If I can get a clip of it tonight, I'll try and quickly look when either yourself or DJ's having a word. But a song dropped. I think last week.
Oh,
it's called Single Mom, right?
Oh, I thought you were Robert. Okay.
And it's a song called Single Mom, and
is it as bad as Mother?
The TikTok sort of empowered you go girl content providers on TikTok are absolutely lamping out on it. It is such quality materials coming out from this one song. But I'll have to, if I can find one, because like I say, they're all a lot of the parodies that come from it. It's but the song itself, I was in tears because you listen to the lyrics, it's just and you can understand why these 304s, shall we say, are kicking.
Are you also now starting to say that people can't understand normal thinking? Have you got as far as Terence Pop?
I have, yeah. Oh yeah, Redonkulous Regiment, him.
Yeah.
Coach Greg Adams. I watch him a bit as well now.
Yeah, well, I don't always agree with Coach Greg Adams.
Yeah, well, I just like him because he's funny.
So
I like his delivery, shall we say?
I just wanted to know if you were totally au fait with what the dick stacking test is and other such.
The carousel, the ride in the carousel.
The carousel and the dick stacking test and the other terminology.
Did you ever watch another chap called Kevin Samuels? You heard of him?
Yes.
Did you see any of his videos? He's quite an intelligent bloke.
Yes.
And
you do know Kevin Stead, don't you?
You what, pardon?
You do know Kevin Stead, don't you?
Yeah, he passed away not long ago. Yeah, which is very sad. In fact, I only realised his content after he already was dead. I didn't realise, and yet he looked like the picture health. He was like my finger end. You know, there wasn't an ounce of fat on him or anything. So but I loved it. There was this lady come on, and she was going on like, yeah, I've got 5 kids. What the hell do I want with any more kids? And he goes, yeah, but have you ever thought about what the man wants? Hell no. He's getting everything he wants in me. And he goes, oh, okay, man. So I'm just going to stop you there. So you're trying to attract a high value man. Damn right. It's what I deserve. Yeah. You've got 5 children. You're 36. You don't want any more. So,
but dude, she is the table.
Yes.
It's not what she brings to the table; it's she is the table. Here,
then he says,
what I want to know is, does DJ now think that we're talking some other fucking different language?
Yeah, I've no idea what you're talking about, to be honest. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
We just had a few minutes of talking about the MGTOW community. Sansam's now gone past that into the pickup scam artist parasites.
But he says, Kevin Samuels says, and he said his delivery is just completely flat-faced, stoic. It's like, and he just goes through. He says, so basically, you're 36, you've got 5 kids, and he asked them what ages they were, and it was like a range of like 19 or 18 through to 6 or something like that, or less than 6. And he says, and you're allegedly getting guys who are interested, but not in a full-term commitment. Is that right? Is that what you're saying? She goes, damn right. And he goes, well, that's because all you're worth to these men is the DIY special. And she says, what? He says, the DIY special screws, nuts, and bolts. And I was like, yes, unlucky. But this single mom thing's got ribbons.
I would go to the default of the of Terrence's popping one. That's a Beale situation. Bang and leave immediately.
Yeah. It's just the way it's like I say. It's just there's a lot of fun in there. It's just they don't get it, do they? You know what I mean? They don't get it. You know. Oh, anyway.
Yeah. Right. Let's get off this before we lose the rest of our audience. Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm not dragging them down this.
All right.
But other than that,
Oh,
Sansom
Clive's in
WP.
the house.
Yes,
Good old
Clive's in,
Clive.
as a Scots armor.
Yeah.
With a full compliment of with a good compliment to Scots. Probably time for me to say something like 1-0. Connor Bradley, top corner, loved it. But other than that, we're all good.
And that was and Paul there. Good chance. No, I'm not calling you good chance, mate. No chance. Good stream with Goddard and Collette. I don't know if he's caught any of that earlier on. It was quite good. I didn't finish it, but it's no bad. Bit unexpected, but no bad.
Oh fuck! Their Scots armors out now. It was actually Northern Ireland. They beat the Scots. I'm talking football, not rugby. We've got that here. Before we go any further, we're 11 minutes in. Sansom, do you want to do the housekeeping? We'll try and get this. Bobby Crouch, our team don't do that yet. Northern Ireland have not taken a knee. They haven't done any of that stuff. They did the bare minimum about Ukraine because UEFA said we had to give out an announcement about peace or some shit like that, which is all we've done. Our footballers don't get into politics. It's a deal that was done with the fans many years ago. Sansom, yes, do you want to do the housekeeping?
Yeah, I can do, mate. There's only a bit. Tomorrow night at 7, Ragnar Spear and Jack will have Matt the Angry Bootneck on as their guest. On Monday at the slightly earlier time of 7 o'clock, myself, Toffee, DJ, will be doing another Triumvirate of Truth stream. And obviously, you can catch John Davidson's streams at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays and Fridays, as and when John fancies streaming. So please keep an eye out for those, and I'll hand back to you for good old Dave Waffles House, mate.
Yes, Dave Waffle House every weeknight at 8:30. Dave's Waffle House. If you want somewhere to chill out, have a bit of banter and crack and fun in the comments with friendly people, that's a place to use. I treat that as my there's the wonderful Emma Jane. I know I don't say hellos, but Emma's special. Yeah, I treat that like my rest and relaxation. It's somewhere I can go and just zone out in the internet without getting angry about the state of the world around me, which I'm going to do for the next couple of hours. So there you go. There's David Waffle House. The only person I like to give out a shout out to, if you want to be across the stuff that's going across globally, Courage is a Cure. Girl Robin from Australia. Good channel, good content. Also on Rumble is Robin's Hood. So there's a shout out for you. With that, we'll get back to Sansom and yes, a big thank you to everybody who came along from Bonnie Ladd stream earlier. If you like my stuff on a Saturday, you'll like whatever Bonnie and Sansom are doing earlier on the Saturday. So there's that done. Think we've got the everything just about. Lads, what are we going to talk about tonight?
Well, I'm not entirely sure what I can and can't talk about nowadays, given the fact that April the 1st.
It's not the first yet.
You know what I mean?
Quite apart from all the Scottish laws that have now been introduced, basically gagging people. Was there something new went into Scottish schools in this last week or so?
Scottish schools?
Yeah. I could be totally wrong here, by the way. I heard a clip of something about children's schools in Scotland, but it could well be something that you've been talking about for fucking ages and somebody else in the media has just caught up with you.
Not to my knowledge anyway. Nothing untoward has come out. I could be wrong, but if something has come out in the last week, I'll be honest, the last week I've not even looked at anything in the Scottish Parliament this week. Yeah, I know, shock, but I've not done anything. But even my Telegram channel, it's not been the most active in terms of posting anything. But no, I haven't. I haven't heard anything new
Right.
in schools.
No, I've probably picked it up wrong. It's probably been something that was in the works for quite a while, and it's just somebody's done a bit of a news article about it. I didn't even get to hear.
Whatever it is that you've heard or watched,
It's probably
I
true.
guarantee it's not nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was stuff about. It was to do with children and gender identity.
Oh no, that's.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean that's been going on a while, like. But
Yeah.
to be, as I say, it's very possible. There's a couple of other Scots in the chat. If somebody knows what you're talking about, then feel free.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think so. Anyway,
the probability is I've heard a little bit of a news clip or something, and it's been something that's been going on.
No, I can't think, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I could sit here all night, obviously, and talk about the gender stuff that's going on in school.
Yeah.
Like, but if it's old news, then there's no point beating a dead horse, so to speak. But yeah, as I say, I'm not sure what I'm going to do as of next week. As off yet.
Yeah.
I think some people are underestimating the possibilities as to what could effectively be coming for anybody really in Scotland, but more specifically anybody of my persuasion. And I don't mean they're coming directly for me. I mean they're coming for people who dissent to any degree. So and it can go as far as obviously having mean memes on your phone, all the way to saying something untoward on a stream, all the way to saying something at your fucking dinner table. So
I honestly think that the problem with this is not going to be what you say, because there's no way to have any form of discourse whatsoever not go outside the draconian laws that they're putting in. I think it's going to be more to do with your audience and who it is decides to highlight you. And
but we know that there's people that were quite capable of doing that. I mean, look at it was a few weeks ago we did the stream, me, Sensum, and Toffee, and we were just poking fun at Hope Not Hate smear campaign of the Woodlander of all people. And I mean, so there's obviously people trolling through these streams and whatnot. How else would they know that he appears on the occasional stream? Woodlander's not even a prolific streamer. He's appeared in a few streams, yet they still somehow managed to.
Did they not go after him for the initiative? Did they go after him for coming on?
Yeah, they did. Right. It was called that's how it was titled. It was the Woodlander Initiative. But like within the first two paragraphs, it says he appears on fascist streams to talk about homesteading. You know what I mean? So this is what we're dealing with here. And I mean, I don't know. It could go one of two ways. I mean, the bill, if anybody that's read it, is very vaguely written, but that's deliberately so. Because if it was written with like sort of concrete parameters in terms of rules and regulations that you must adhere to, then people would find a way to skirt around breaking those rules. So if it's presented in a very vague format, it allows for them to pick and choose who they're going to effectively clamp down on. That, coupled with the fact that we live in a society now where it's all about fifis and feelings and not offending people and whatnot, that also coupled with an additional fact that we live in a society where words have been blown out of proportion, such as racism, sexism, and blah, 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 all these different words. You know, they don't mean how the dictionary would describe them. So you could just say something totally rational that anybody actually would agree with about, for example, transgender ideology or immigration. But if somebody hears that or somebody watches a video of you saying that, that could be enough if they find it offensive. That, and finally, to conclude, coupled with the fact that the police have already pledged that they're going to investigate each and every single, this isn't feasible, by the way, in the long run, if you think about it, but they're going to investigate every single report that is put forth to them, whether anonymously or not. And then if they can't find anything that is, deemed illegal, then you're still getting marked down as committing a non-crime or a non-hate crime incident, whatever the fuck it is.
You've just reminded me. Here's what's going to happen. They will get an NGO involved to do the sifting for them. And they will investigate every report that they get from their verified official NGO partner for spotting extremist content. Do you know exactly what all that stuff's going to be?
It's going to be clamping down on people like me.
Yeah. Oh, they're not going to be.
Oh yeah, it's going to be your proverbial activist. I mean, they're not going to be rational people. Like, this is another thing actually that's in the bill. I mean, I don't want to ramble too much because it's very difficult to sort of ramble on about something that's not on screen, right? But the bill also says that if a reasonable person deems it hateful, right? So it's like the old cliche, who's the arbiter of truth? Well, the same principle applies here. Who's a reasonable person? What constitutes a reasonable person? So are these reasonable people going to be legitimately reasonable people, or are they going to be activists? And if it's the latter, then you know damn well that the vast majority of things that should be considered rational and normal and unoffensive or not racist, etc., still going to be classified as such anyway, because these people are, by any stretch of the imagination, totally fucking unreasonable.
Yep, I can guarantee 100% it's going to be activists. We'll codify it. We'll get the activists in. They'll put forward the complaints. The police will do their bit and go out and investigate, and then they will persecute Indigenous British people that are not mad. You just need to be not mad in order to disagree with the bullshit that's coming down the pipe. It's not a high barrier.
No, it's not. And I mean, it's and a lot, like, to Scott's Armor's point there, like, yeah, like the bystanders as well. So you can say something, right? You like, this obviously is more applicable to like streams and whatnot, or making videos or posting tweets or whatever. But well, this could also work, or hypothetically speaking, in day-to-day life. You could say something to somebody that somebody overhears, and the person who overhears what you've said, they can take offense on behalf of the person you said it to, and you can get a report for that. So how insane this is.
Oh, they well, person A talking to person B, person C can take offense for that over demographic D that has nothing to do with them and nothing to do with the. This is just a fucking that. This is I'm telling the teacher on absolute fucking steroids.
Yeah, but it could have serious ramifications. Like, I mean, as well, I don't know if you've seen the video that I mean, I pinched it off UNN. They posted it to Telegram. But this came out in the last like week or so. Obviously, it was played on Central Stream on Monday. Like, the Police Scotland, they're now training dogs to be able to sniff.
I've seen that.
Yeah, so think
Sniff out
about
the
it.
phones.
So this hate crime bill is giving the police the ability to fucking effectively raid your home, right? If you're deemed to send in hateful and whatnot. Like, that's like a worst case scenario. You could potentially get your house raided, right? So if you like hide any devices that might have a spicy meat, then they're gonna bring in the fucking German Shepherds to sniff your phone out. It's just madness.
Right. I was listening to your stream on, it was probably a Sunday night. It was one of the Scots ones. I wasn't really in the chat because I was drinking and doing stuff, but I was watching and listening. I heard you starting to talk about these dogs that are cyber detective dogs, and I was thinking, what? They've got a dog that can sniff a phone and tell whether or not there's racist shit on it. And then I realized, no, it was the actual phone they were finding.
That is the meme, though, isn't it? They're training dogs to sniff out racist memes and whatnot. But,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can make a joke about whatnot. I mean, the only thing I can really advise people is just don't be fucking daft enough to give them any reason to come after you. I mean, the amount of people on fucking, for example, Telegram and that just sit there and drop N-bombs and whatnot. I mean, that's all very well and good if you live in America, right, where you have freedom of speech and whatnot. But if you're living in Scotland and you're doing that, I'd rein it in. Like, the other piece of advice I could give you, not that it's much, because in order for you to be found innocent in that regard, you're still going to have to go through the process of being harangued by the police. Don't be saving fucking spicy memes and whatnot on your phone and whatnot. Like, don't be doing things like that just on the off chance something happens to you later on.
Yeah, and don't even keep all that stuff on your burner phone that you've buried in your back garden every night. So,
Yeah.
For dogs are now getting a bad rap because people say dogs are a man's best friend, but no cat's ever told the police where your drugs or your phone is.
No, but they will eat your face off within an hour of you dying if they realise.
Well,
So
Yes, well, this is true. They all.
I thought it was when you start becoming unrecognisable when they got hungry.
Oh
No,
no,
that's a
cats-
dog.
Yeah,
No, I thought that was
yeah,
like
a-
cats
a-
are the one that'll eat you the minute you drop dead.
yeah. Cats will. Cats will start eating after about an hour.
Yes, dogs fucking they wait until they're hungry at the very least, and your auntie
Like-
start to decompose. Give dogs
Yeah.
some credit, like
Yeah.
fucking hell. Oh, I'm team dog. Well,
Yeah.
nah, it's not looking good. I don't know. It's like it's one of those things. I don't want to sit here and fucking do like with doom porn, but at the same time, I don't want to sort of trivialize it and just turn it into a parody because it is sort of serious. Yeah.
Do you know what? See if you put the one about the sniffer dogs finding phones and stuff, right? And the one of the Scottish boyo fixing the potholes with Cocoa Pops together, and ask people which one was true.
Hmm.
It would be hard to guess. You have
What's this about Cocoa Pops? Like, I didn't know what.
Well, oh right.
Oh, wait, are you making a hypothetical? I thought there was a genuine
No.
video.
Oh right. Hold on. Right. You talk to Sansom. I'll find
Was
it.
it actually a video of that? Like,
All I would say is this: is that they train these dogs for years to become adept at identifying the characteristics of the scent of things. So they just get trained to look for a scent. They don't know what it is. Yeah.
Hmm.
So they'll sniff out for heroin or cocaine or hash or anything of that nature, explosives and that. And, if a dog sniffs it, even if it's been removed from like suitcases or the boot of a car or whatever, and the forensic guys can go in and give a quick dab and it's, oh yeah, it's definitely explosives here. The one and only time where these expert dogs couldn't possibly be right was the big old sprawl of blood patch in Madeleine McCann's bedroom when she disappeared. They were fucking wrong then.
Oh
on
yeah.
that one occasion.
Yeah. Right. Here, DJ, this is how we're currently fixing potholes in Scotland.
Oh.
Hold on, they just get this sorted out.
Oh, what are you doing? With fucking Cocoa Pops?
It's came for the top. There's only £6 million budget to fix the potholes, so this is a cheaper alternative.
You fucking
Oh, it came for the top, pal.
who?
I don't know, it's my boss's boss.
You're having a fucking laugh, aren't you?
Look, pal, you're going to need to let me get on with my job. I'm just going with orders.
And you're for yourself.
Aye. Sees right there. You're going to need to let me get on with my job, pal. Nearly peacetime.
And how much money you got to sort the potholes?
Well, there's a £6 million budget. That's all there is.
And you're using fucking
It's
Cocoa Pops?
It's a cheaper alternative. It's just a temporary fix just now until we get a better budget. That's about right.
Unfucking
You gotta love Scottish humour.
Thing is, though, they're not that far from the truth, are they? Because it's once again the potholes around where I am at the moment. If you wanted to get over them, you'd need fucking Tenzing Norgay and a couple of fucking backpacks. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
But no, it's because my lad's got himself a bit of a car now that he's working, and I'm sort of, you remember the classic scene in Escape from New York where Cabby, played by, what was he called? famous American actor. I can't remember now because I'm shit with memories. But he's being guided across this bridge, trying to dodge like where the explosives are and the booby traps are on this
Escape
bridge.
from New York.
Yeah. What's his name? Famous lad. He was in Airwolf. He was the second fiddle in
I
Airwolf.
don't know, but he was
Ernest Borgnine. That's it. Yeah.
He was
that's
playing the
him.
part of Snake Plissken.
No. He was playing the cabbie. Pliskin was. I've
Escape
got
from New
name
York.
blindness today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kurt Russell.
Right. I've dug up the video of the sniffer dogs. Right. I'm going to play a little bit of that, and you tell me which one you think is true in Scotland. Is it the sniffer dogs or the Cocoa Pops? Right.
Screens, no, right.
My name is Darren Cook. I'm a police inspector with a dog unit based in Edinburgh. Today we're introducing, as part of the Police Scotland Policing in a Digital World programme, digital evidence detection dogs, or DigiDogs as they're called. Those dogs are to search for digital devices, so it gets part of...
Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Which is the more plausible?
That one definitely is, I would say.
Yeah, but it's not that far away.
No, I know. Because the thing is, right, the thing is, the government will expend as much money and absolute fortune to crack down on people calling out how shit the fucking government is. If they spent half of the money that they spend on making sure that people don't realise how shit they are, on actually doing stuff, a lot of people wouldn't think they were as shit as they fucking were. Do you see how that works? You know what I mean? They'd rather spend, 100 million quid on bullshit to stifle dissent and to stifle people calling out how shit they were, instead of spending 50 million quid on fixing the problem that people were calling them out on the first place. Do you know what I mean? That's the irony of how shit all of these administrations are. Everybody knows they're shit. They do nothing. They're just parasites. They literally are the parasite class now. All politicians, MPs, fucking councillors, I don't care who you are, unless you're a truly independent, right? You're just fucking parasites. You just live off the gravy of the state. You do fuck all in return. And when shit gets worse year on year, clamp down on the people that's pointing out it's getting worse year on year. Doesn't matter what the subject is. NHS failures, the absolute fucking atrocity that was the COVID era, that nobody will ever be held accountable. Shut it down. We need to get fucking dogs out there who can be trained to smell fucking lithium-ion batteries in phones and computers and shit like that. We need to retrain police forces to scamper across the fucking rainbow flag because they get shitted up every time they see one of the cunts in the middle of the road. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely scandalous. All of this money being pissed away. Whereas if we went back to being a normal society, a normal homogenous society where the governments and the people in power actually did things to try and better the country and to try and for the betterment of its own people rather than the rest of the fucking world, they wouldn't have to spend all this money on trying to hide the truth away from us and dare fucking, throw people in prison who dare points out their ineptitude. It just stinks. The whole fucking thing stinks.
Oh, going back to the Woodlander being on the Hope Not Hate review, that Hope Not Hate thing isn't there for a lot of people. Go, well, nobody actually reads it, and Hope Not Hate don't get any traction on their social media, and nobody's watching them or anything. It's not for the general public. That means that the likes of The Guardian or whoever can write a story that quotes the Hope Not Hate report and say the Woodlander is a extremist, blah, 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 blah. And if the Woodlander was to try to sue the paper, they would go, actually, no, we didn't say that about you. We were reporting on the Hope Not Hate review. And if you have any arguments, you need to take it up with them. and then you can have a go at suing them. And they have got George Soros's lawyers basically on tap, ready to fight any case for them. So it makes it impossible. And it's a workaround for slander.
Yeah, and more to that point as well, like the amount of articles that have come out from like the Daily Record. The Daily Record is pretty prolific for it in Scotland. There's a few other papers, but the Daily Record is probably the worst for it. And it'll be like far right fascists and or whatever, and they'll be bringing up something like whether it's like the Erskine hotel protests with PU and all that we're doing a while ago, or whether it was the nonsense that was supposed to be a protest in Elgin last year. You know, it's always far right fascist, and then when you like scroll through the article a little bit, you know, you get the proverbial far right, and then like maybe halfway down each article, or maybe like the final quarter of the article, according to Hope Not Hate. It's like, all right. So you've spent the entirety of this article smearing whomever it is you're speaking of, but then the reality is you're just quoting Hope Not Hate. Like,
yeah. But that's forget it, because if you go to the Ombudsman, if you go to the ONS, I think it's called now, where you can was called the Press Complaints Commission, and put in a complaint that it's not factual, they'll say actually it was factual because they reported that Hope Not Hate said that, not that these people are what they said they are. And Hope Not Hate did indeed say that.
Yeah. Again, it goes back to what we were on about earlier on when we were talking about the hate crime bill. Activists. Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's activists that are running these newspapers. It's activists that Hope Not Hate. Let's be honest, they're not fucking experts in their field, are they? What field are they supposed to have expertise in? They're ideologically driven, and then they're writing up nonsense, literally predicated off their ideological beliefs and perception. The media then run with it. The government and councils will then in turn take it and run with it and whatnot. You know, it's just a vicious cycle. That old sort of trope that's been around since time began, you know, the long march through the institutions. There is, without question, some truth to that statement, purely on that basis, because every facet of society is sort of dictated, you know, on specific beliefs and whatnot. And again, I bring up the hate crime, but like they're clamping down. Robert Ingram's the chat was scrolling too quickly about Robert Ingram's thing about like they're closing in, like they're clamping down and they're closing in on everything, but not for all the right reasons. That it's all coming from the one direction, aimed at their opposition. You know, they're determining what's hate and what's not hate. They're determining what's truth and what's not truth. They're determining what's science and what's fucking unscientific, etc. You know, from your climate denial to your COVID denial, all the way to hate speech and racism and whatnot. So,
talking about traditions, have you seen any of these greetings eggs?
no, but funnily enough, when I was watching Clive earlier on, that stream he was on, he mentioned that. That's the first I've heard of it, though.
Yeah.
Greeting eggs, aye, instead of Easter eggs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's, I mean, the list is becoming pretty damn endless at this point in regards to what they're doing. Another point that, was it jester eggs?
Yes,
another one No Chance brought up in that stream. You know, they don't even call it the Christmas holidays anymore. In some instances, it's just like
happy holidays.
Yeah, there's all these different things, and even it's a bit low hanging fruit to bring up. But another example that came to mind when you initially brought up Easter, before you brought up Easter, I think even like Edinburgh Council is planning on flying the transgender flag tomorrow for like you know, for it's like Transgender Day of Alliance, but obviously this is like falling on Easter. You know, they're flying this.
I wonder why they chose that day.
Yeah. Now the pushback would be to that, if you were to direct that point of contention at Edinburgh Council, would be like, oh well, this is an internationally recognised day, but you have to ask, The people that made it internationally recognized, why did they do it? Why that day? Out of any day?
Well, I can tell you exactly what they're going to say.
Because the United
We
Nations
picked the
is
date.
fucking satanic.
Easter moves every year, and Easter moved on to our day. Because Easter falls on the first full moon after the spring equinox. That's what times Easter. So you have the spring equinox whenever you have 12 hours of light, 12 hours of dark. Every day after that, you have like a minute or 30 seconds more light up until the 21st of June, Midsummer's Day, whenever you have the longest day, and then it starts to drop back down until the autumn equinox. So because Easter was based on a pagan festival of death and rejuvenation, was placed on top of that. It's guided in time by the moon, which means that it'll probably be another lot of years before Easter falls on the transgender day. And while I'm at it, can we have our fucking rainbow back?
That'd be nice. Yeah. If I was to go into my wardrobe, because I've still got like all my old I used to draw a lot when I was a kid. If I had a wee look for my wardrobe, I think I'd probably curl up in a ball and cry now if I noticed that I'd drawn any rainbows as a child.
See, for people who are all about cultural appropriation and all of that sort of stuff, and was in whenever I was looking on Sansom's earlier, they were talking about having white people playing Hamlet and black people playing Romeo and Juliet and all that sort of stuff. And there are things that are third rail. You can't have a white person playing a traditionally black part. You can't use anybody else's symbols for dress up, but the gays just took the symbol for the promise that God would not flood the earth again and took it for themselves.
Although on top of that, like there's obviously the religious aspect of it, but I think more sinister aspect, to be honest, is the fact that rainbows are sort of the connotation with rainbows as well as children. You know, like if you like a lot of like these these childminder places that kids get put to when they're painted, not like a childminder, but like child care. Like there's like rainbow pictures and stuff. Like, and I don't mean in the buildings themselves. There probably is kids draw these things, but I'm on about like a lot of these. Their logos and whatnot. It's very child friendly. There will be rainbows and whatnot. Like there's a lot of connotations between a rainbow and children. So the fact that they've hijacked something like that's always weirded me out to a certain extent.
Yeah, that and the fact that the lines in the rainbow were straight. Did anybody remind them? It just beggars belief around the bastard everything. You can leave nothing alone. And the speed with which they're going through all of our stuff is fucking scary.
Yeah. What a time to be alive,
Well, really tell you, see being alive in Britain in 100 years, that's going to be no fun whatsoever.
No, it's not. It's not at all. It's at a point I even brought up David Clues on what day was on with him now? I don't even fucking remember. I think it was Tuesday. I was on with him. It was Tuesday. And towards the end of the stream, we were on about like long-term demography and whatnot. And I said, I don't think people are really thinking long-term about the ramifications of like if things remain as they are. With like unfiltered mass migration and using the excuse that this is to sort of help replenish declining births. Nobody's thinking long term in terms of 50, 60, or even 100 years from now. I mean, whites will be a minority, most definitely in England. If
Well-
not in Scotland, they'll be on the cusp. You know, like the tipping point. And obviously, I'm not. It's not just the demography issue. My point is though that nobody really thinks long term about what's going to occur if these things continue unabated.
Well,
You know,
this is something that typically happens with people whenever they go into survival mode. Right? Now, hear me out. They're currently reporting in Ukraine that among the officer class in the Ukrainian army, there is a epidemic of gambling. Right? And what's happening is these people are not planning for next week.
yeah.
They've got money in their pocket, they'll gamble it because next week is very, very not given to them.
Yeah.
And we are doing something very similar on a longer term scale where there's a lot of people have just given up, and provided I can get through today, I don't care about anything else.
Yeah. There's
And
that aspect, and then
the-
you've got sorry, Sans, I want to go, but was that him?
Sanson?
Hello.
Hello. Were you wanting to come in there?
No, I didn't say anything. I was
All right.
I was busy rattling on in the chat there.
All right.
Well, maybe it was you, eh? Yeah, no, I don't know. No, I was going to say on top of that, the other aspect is as well is you've got apathy. A lot of people are apathetic, but then there's the other demographic of people who just they don't even realize anything's wrong. You know what I mean? They just start their life. You know.
Well, anybody that has renewed their car insurance has found out something's going very wrong in this country because it's jumped about 40% this year.
Fucking right, mate. Here, to my car insurance. On a side note, do you know how much it cost me this year?
Much.
£900 fucking pounder.
Oh well. Do you want to hear my? Do you want to hear my quote?
Oh, go on.
I'll get it up here to get it exact. It was. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, $12.49.
Oh fuck. Jesus.
Yep. £1,250.
Wow. And I mean, I assume you jump about looking for the cheapest one.
Well, I'm definitely doing that this year.
I did do this. Like, that was the cheapest I could get was £900. Like they were going up to around about that figure that you just referenced there. Like last year, it was about £700.
I'll just very quickly. I know just because you mentioned it previously, DJ, what car you drive, which isn't a fucking Ferrari.
No.
42. What kind of car do you drive? I won't ask you exactly, but
Right, it's a Sirocco, but it's
sporty beast.
Yeah, but it's the 1400 model, and it's the lower brake horsepower one. Right, so as much as it's a Sirocco, it's not the shit off a shovel one. It's not,
right, okay.
you know, it looks really nice, and yeah, I don't really speed. I think the last time I went to the speed limit was heading to the airport to get DJ.
I did a story. Oh, quite a while. Well, it was before Christmas, put it that way, or it might have even been on the run up to Christmas. So it'd probably be me and Toffee, and we might have had a guest on. I can't remember who we had on, but we covered this, and it's basically, a lot of these premiums are going up because some idiots have bought the Kool-Aid and have actually invested in electric cars, yeah. And the problem they are an insurance nightmare, because for the most innocuous of dunches, like, a little tiny little fender bender, like a little accidentally rolled into the back of somebody waiting at a roundabout, which happens quite often, yeah, because people are basically looking right to see what's coming along, and then they sort of decide, oh, I'm going to pull out now because I'm clear, not realizing that the car in front hasn't actually gone yet. You know, silly little things like that. But you get those little dunches, and even though there may only be minimal, you know, superficial damage, because they are liable for any damages caused if the battery thing was to fail and turn into basically a raging fireball, like one of them did and sunk a bloody Dutch shipping vessel. They're just writing them off, and it's costing, you know, tens of millions, if not billions of pounds a year in the insurance industry, because they can't take the risk, even if it's like a scratch or something. They can't take, unless it has the battery unit, the whole battery unit like a brand new one refitted, then they won't insure it. Yeah. So if you have a brand new battery, but the battery unit themselves cost like £64,000. And a lot of the face value of the cars, even though they may be less than 2 years old, is significantly less because no fucker wants them. So they do, you know, they devalue, like basically they devalue quicker than a pint of milk on a hot summer's day. Do you know what I mean? Left out on a hot summer's day. You don't appreciate it very well.
I want to address what Fick Logic is. This an old man's chat? I don't know, lawnmower crap. Just trolling my other country was the crap. Nice wee poem, but there is a point to this. The fact that they're making everybody struggle with every bill is part of what is putting everybody into survival mode. And one of the first things that happens whenever you go into survival mode is you stop thinking or planning about the future. Become only interested in getting through this week, this month, whatever. And whenever you stop planning for long term, demographics really aren't unimportant. You know, so I get what you're saying, and car insurance going up and the price of everything going up, inflation going up. It can sound like a bit of a bitch and a moan about the cost of living and shit, but there is a more serious point to it, and this is all connected.
On top of that as well, it's no secret they're trying to price you off the road.
Yep.
You know, as far as Scotland's concerned, anyway. I mean, it's public, what's it called? Transport Scotland's own documentation specifically states that long term, if they can't coerce people, or they word it a bit nicer than that, if they can't alter people's behavior to get them to use what's it called? Public transport, or move on to an electric cars, then the next thing will be to price them off the road. I've already shown this in streams in the past, so it's no coincidence that petrol and diesel are sky high, and it's no I'm sorry, it's Papa Putin's fault. Based Red Bull, Papa Putin's fault. Oh, my mistake.
Well,
it's not, was it? But you know, on top of that, you're now seeing car insurance prices skyrocketing. People can't afford to buy new cars and whatnot, and people are wanting new cars because of all the LEZ shit coming out in Scotland. So what have they done now? They just bumped the price of new cars up and all, forcing people to make the choice. Do they spend the little money that they've got on a car that's not going to be LEZ compliant, and then they have to make do with the second-hand car with sky-high fucking car, what's it called, road tax and whatnot? Or do they just give up the ghost and start taking a bus to and from where they go? So there's obviously that aspect of it, which ties into your green pish. So you know,
the free car tax they're currently enjoying in the electric cars is going to disappear as soon as they get 51% of the cars electric.
Mm-hmm.
They just this is a teaser. This is we're still only dealing with the tip, and it's still quite well lubed. Whenever they get this in the full swing, it's going to rattle you.
Okay, right. I think you comment as well. Sorry, what's his name? Leaf and B, big waiting list for extortionate driving lessons. I mean, it was all. I mean, fucking, I've never even considered that aspect there. I wonder how much is a driving lesson now like, if you don't mind me asking. Because I think he said earlier on, he or she said earlier on that they were only like 19. So I'm curious, how much is a driving lesson now?
Yeah, that would be interesting because it's a long time from I've had anybody about me that was learning to drive, and it was very expensive back then.
Yeah, it was pretty pricey for me too. Like, but I imagine it's more now. Waiting lists. I mean, that's capitalism for you. Waiting lists for car lessons could be reduced by more people getting into that sort of industry to teach people how to drive. That could be reduced.
See, a while ago, I would have said join the TA, join the Royal Logistics Corps, and within 6 months you'll have your car and motorcycle driving license for free and be on the way to getting a lorry license for free. But I'm currently saying this idea that there always was of working class men join the military in some capacity, get your free food, clothing, and shelter. Do not be doing that now because the whole thing is fucked. And you could very well end up in a war that we can never win. So don't be doing that now. No, it's that method has gone.
Yeah. Wait, 2 seconds. £45 per hour. So what's that for? £45 per hour, right? And you have to do roughly, what is it, 20 lessons? 45 times 20. Oh, £900 just to fucking do driving lessons. And that's not taking into consideration your provisional.
Oh, yeah.
Theory, sorry. That's not taking into account your theory. It's not taking into account your actual test.
Yeah.
And then car insurance as well, sky high. It was sky high anyway if you're a young lad, unless you got a black box or something. But I mean, it's becoming a lot more financially unfeasible and unworkable and whatnot for a lot of people. And yeah, you can blame the cost of living, air quote unquote, crisis. But I just there without question, there is an aspect of this that is done by design. It's totally artificial because they want people off the road by hook or by crook long term. And as I say, I've pulled these documents up before. I could easily go and do it again and bore people with that shit. But it's there in black and white. That's what they want to do. That coupled with the fact that I've got so many clips on my channel of people in the Scottish Parliament talking specifically about behaviour change. They want people out their cars. Now, don't be mistaken by my little DJ / photo there. You know, I am resisting the lies in the chat. Go and check my fucking channel out. Go and see the stuff yourself for anybody listening. Go and look at it. Type in behaviour change on my channel. Go watch these things because I don't add any commentary. I just play the videos. They speak for themselves.
Yeah. Samson, what are you on about with Mac?
Well, he was saying he was regaling us with a fantastic Mexican meal that he had, and I inquired as to where he had it, and he said in his home.
Yeah.
And then I just happened to mention, which I never. It's not common knowledge. I never usually mention it, but I happen to mention to him that I do enjoy a curry every now and again. So
quite apart from being a kick-ass bass player, Al Mac is quite the cook.
Oh, is he? Oh,
yeah, Al Mac is very handy in the kitchen.
I do a lovely curry. Have I said curry enough times yet?
I don't know. But I do think we're due a golf story.
Yeah,
in the words of Coffee, I'll fuck off.
Well, as we enter April, it's the Masters, so that's always good to look at. So
yeah, right. Yeah. We're coming up on an hour. Samson, what's this feminist madness you've got for us?
Oh, it's a video, mate. It's a video. It's this week, this month. Sorry, in feminism. Just let me find it, and I'll present it for you.
Yes. You can find that.
3 men stream today. There you go.
Right, found that. Oh, I recognize a picture
Time of
already.
the month, love.
Yeah. Keep walking. Yeah. We come here to have a swim in peace. Yeah. In peace. In peace. After we fucking dead today on our land. Fuck off. You wanna touch me? You wanna touch me? You touch me? You touch me? You touch me? You touch me? Keep walking. Keep walking, guys. Why? You touch me. You hit me. You hit me. You touch me. What are you doing? Let
There you go.
All I
Did
can
you
say is
edit that? Did you edit that?
No.
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 Do you know what? I feel so. I don't know if that was like a half Jack Russell, half Chihuahua, but I feel sorry for that dog.
well, all I can say is I hope.
What did you think about the little dog?
That's what I'm
sorry,
saying.
you were talking about the dog. Sorry.
Yeah, that half Jack Russell, half Chihuahua. I'm assuming that's what it is. I feel so sorry for that dog. It's fucking hell. Jesus. They look rabid. I wonder why.
It's just.
I thought it was a Jack Russell at first, so I seen the bulgy eyes. I said, "No, that's that's half Chihuahua." So, but,
yeah, I have got the other one. If you want to.
Yep, you're not going to pull out Big Red? Shut the fuck up, are you?
Who?
You're not going to pull out a video of Big Red with her very famous "Shut the fuck up"?
Not that I remember. No, I might do one on Humongous though. That was a good one.
Yes.
Yeah,
you're going back a wee bit for Humongous. I remember him well. Is that a new one you've put on at the bottom, Sanson?
Yeah.
Right.
It's on the sort of YouTube's equivalent of, well, they are from TikTok, but there's this bloke. He is Brandon and Jamal, so it is, it's they've come up with this record called Single Mom, and it's driving the this demographic or whatever in Twitter, in TikTok off the scale, because anyway, hopefully you'll be able to hear it and enjoy it.
Yes, Dawn, let's see if to turn the volume back up.
I wouldn't be too fucking soon, like.
Wait, now, here we go.
Finally! You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. You said I'm a haddish kid. Don't care if he's here or not. But now you a single mom.
But there's a whole series of videos where he's literally released that record, and a load of people have taken these watery-eyed, anticipation is, what is it? Anticipation is one thing, but regret is 2020 or something like that. Regret is permanent. That's it. Yeah. and he's brought this song out, and because everybody's playing it over the top of these women cheesing off about how great they are and how valuable they are, and and they think it's wrong. I've got to tell you,
don't need no man-fish bicycle trademark.
Yeah. Well, there is a sort of a follow-up to that one here, which this is another one. And unfortunately, I don't know if you'll be able to read, and I can't make these stupid aspect ratio
No, that's
videos.
said on that. It's because they're designed to be recorded on a phone in portrait.
So the key caption is basically one of these TikTok victims, shall we say? You let him hit it raw. You never gave a second thought. Now you're a single mom. You know, it's one of these brave, stunning and brave women. And this bloke, she put this video up and he did a reply. So she's replying to reply. And this bloke said, "No man wants to raise another man's child and be the cleanup guy. Pass." Yeah. So let's listen to the cope.
This comment right here. I really don't think that he's speaking for all men.
So he said it doesn't speak for all men, and then it's like literally a cavalcade. If he's speaking for me, oof, you're gonna have a harsh reality check. Agree with him 100%.
Because I know that there will be somebody that steps up one day to be some sort of father figure for my child. And it's also very, like, I'm very surprised that you felt comfortable actually typing this out and commenting on someone's video. Like, it's just the wildest thing. You don't know my circumstances with my child, or his father, and yeah, that's basically it.
The thing is, like I say, I'm not taking the piss or the funny. It's like, because in the TikTok sphere, and I'm not a part of a TikTok, but I do know that a lot of material they do form a lot of material for the likes of, Terence Popp and Coach Greg Adams and, all these other types. And all the way along, it's just, it's...
Aaron Clary had a good stream on earlier on today with Terence Popp was on it and Jack Napier. You would probably enjoy that. If you look up Aaron Clary, AARANCLERY, otherwise known as Asshole Consultant. If anybody wants some funny content, look up Asshole Consultant. People saying their problems to Aaron, and he gives them the total asshole response, which will, if you follow the advice, it would be good advice, but it's not kind in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. Just stop being lazy. Get out and fucking do a bit.
It was, but the thing is, it's because of the wealth of, because everybody's a content creator these days, yeah. Yep. And it's just one video after the best ones. Well, I say best. It's not really the best because that would be unkind, but still quite funny. All the ones where you see these grass widders come on and they say like, "Oh yeah, I'm just about to hit the dating market. I've left America." Like they're in their sort of early 50s and that, and they don't look bad for being in their early 50s. And it's like, I left my marriage 25 years, blah, 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 for no fucking good reason, obviously. And they instigated it because obviously it's hypergamy is a thing. And when they get out there on the streets, as Coach Greg Adams would say, it's like they find out, the grass just isn't greener. And then when they turn around and say, almost saying, "Will you take me back?" And it's like, oh, they've moved on and got somebody else and left all alone, and you can hear the cats in the background. It's like, well, sorry. You wanted it, you got it. There you go.
Oh, your woman out of The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon's girlfriend.
Oh, Kaylee Kua. Oh no, Sheldon's girlfriend. Oh yeah,
Sheldon's girlfriend that looks very frumpy in the show, right? Yeah.
She actually, believe it or not, She is a scientist.
Yeah, well, she had a story out not that long ago about not being able to sleep in her bed because her cats had all shat on it, and about how bad life had turned out, and that everything that she actually put out a video in her bedroom crying because she couldn't get under her bed because the cats had shit on it. Obviously, cleaning it and changing the sheets was beyond her comprehension.
That is if I remember rightly, is that
Myron
the
Balk.
same? Is that the same? Yeah, is that the same girl who was in Blossom
I don't know.
from like the 80s or something, late 80s, 90s? Blossom. She was a kid in it. Her and her bloody mate were in it, and but she actually did go to college and she did do a proper science. So out of all of the cast members on The Big Bang Theory, she is probably the most qualified, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And also the most. Are you sure it was cats, or did she just have Amber Heard round for a visit?
Well, it's always hard to tell. Was it a cat? Was it Amber Heard? Yeah, and yeah, she's a lefty Spurg. By the way, I hate the fact that I have to say this, but see the traits that we're talking about with these people, women, and by the way, assholes come in equal quantities of male and female, but the common denominator between all these Spurgy women is not that they're women, but that they're left wing. That's where the difference is. You know, and there is quite a large quantity of excellent, decent, sensible women out there. You're just going to need to take your time to find them and pick through, because it's becoming increasingly difficult. Yeah. Disclaimer.
I was just looking at that little venture into the art world that Emma G's put on there by that lady out of Blossom. I'm like, really? That sounds a bit grim, doesn't it?
What's it? What?
Look at that. Hey, look at that.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I'm surprised at that because, generally speaking, particularly in America, they go straight to the cosmetics industry because the hospitals sell them. But then again, she's got plenty of dough.
Aye, but she's Jewish, so that would have been done in a fucking synagogue. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yes. Sorry. I was thinking...
No, it's not. It's not like your bog standard proverbial American procedure. Like it's yes, this is all very IB-ish. But yeah, you did make a good point there, Sense, earlier on. I was listening, like obviously, fucking, you said that most people are content creators these days, and like that was something I was going to bring up in relation to that last video you played there. Like the fact that like so many people in this day and age. Yeah, you're right. It's predominantly, but not exclusively, but predominantly left-wing, brainwashed young women who will take to some social media platform to take offense about something that's hit the airwaves of the internet
with very bright, unnaturally colored hair.
Yeah, there's so many things out there that over the years have fucked me off royally. Like, come on, like the list is endless of anti-white male bullshit, or more specifically, quite often, especially for my own government, anti-Scottish shit. But you don't see me taking to like YouTube Shorts or Instagram Live to sit and cry about it and like get visibly emotional and whatnot. And I'd be more justified in doing so if I did do these things, because these are legitimate reasons to be pissed off. It compared to these totally retarded reasons, such as females crying because some guy made some Mimi song about being a single mother. You
Yeah,
know, so
but-
like, your first thought is to go, "Oh my god, I better check the internet. I'm so upset about it. Everybody must know how upset I am. Oh my god, let me cry on air because I'm so upset. You must know how upset I am. Validate me. Oh my god, validate me. Like, fuck off. Like, no one cares. They're so obsessed with attention. It's pathetic. Yeah.
But DJ, what you have to remember is once a man shows that he is emotionally distressed, he's either ineligible for any form of assistance because he's shown himself not to be the proper man, or B, dangerously violent. One of those two things. So there's no, whereas whenever a woman does that, the amount of clicks she gets and then the ability to turn that into revenue makes that a viable proposition for them. It's
I don't disagree with that, but what I will say is though, there's a clear difference between the two. The women we're talking about here in this sort of comparative hypothetical, they're getting emotional and upset over totally retarded things that realistically do not affect their day-to-day life.
How much of it's a show?
Yeah, they're wanting validation. They know that if they they might legitimately get upset and distraught at the harrowing content, such as some guy talking about single mother. Oh, not really, that's darkened their day, right? But their first thought is to not go, well, I'm not like that. Fuck that. No, it's to, oh my god, I must go online and talk about it. Oh my god, everybody must know how I feel. Like, no one gives a shit. You know, I mean, no one gives a fuck. But the only reason that this is the irony of them, they think that the attention that they receive is because they are somebody, they're important. When the reality of the matter is, their videos are getting reshared and retweeted and reposted, and they're getting all these views and attention and whatnot because they're being mocked for their fucking pathetic antics, their histrionic behavior, right? But they don't see that. They just see the view count, and they think that the world gives a fuck about what they have to say, right? Guarantee that any video that Sensum has found tonight, and you can go if you find out who these people are that uploaded this video in the coming days, in the coming weeks, in the back of the momentum that this video has gained, you know, their oh my god video, right? They're going to be making the most random, mundane videos. You're not going to see that many views in them, because people don't give a fuck. They don't care, you know. But that's just the reality. This is the world that we live in now. Social media has just taken over everything.
It has. It's turned everything into a performance. Here's your... Who was it? Andy Warhol said everybody be famous for 15 minutes. You know, and this is how everybody's getting their 15 minutes of fame. And be that good, bad, or indifferent. And there's some of it has to be, you know, a thing where people just need attention. Don't care if the attention's good, bad, or indifferent, provided it's attention. There has to be some of that going on.
People just need to go about their fucking life and stop crying over the most retarded of things. Retarded is the only word I think that does this justice. So Sensum initially played a video there of like some guy making some meme song about single mothers and females everywhere and meltdown about it. Why? Does it really affect you that much? Like, it doesn't, does it? I mean, let's be honest. You're going to get up tomorrow and nothing has changed in your life. But yeah, this is like the final boss of society before it completely collapses in its arse. But the so emotionally uptight people who take to the internet to cry and whine, it's pathetic. Sorry, it's pathetic. You know, did I take offense? My mother was a single mother growing up. Like, what, should I be offended on behalf of my mother? If I played that video to my mum, she would have just shrugged it off my wallet and she would have said something to the effect of, what a load of shite, you know. But yet 15-year-olds or 25-year-old women in this day and age, oh my god, it's so emotional right now. I need my safe space. I can't believe this is sad. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. And they wonder why we fucking mock.
Yeah. Sorry, where exactly should men top themselves? I think that's the worst idea I've ever heard. I think that we ought to be... I've got this radical notion. Really radical. let's start teaching young men and young women to value themselves,
Yes.
and then maybe we can stop everybody topping themselves. But currently, it's 80%. 80% of all suicides are men. There's far too much of it going about. It's not a mental health crisis. The problem is that the vast majority of these men have had a calm, sensible, and rational look at all of their options. And man, I don't want any of that shit. And that's whenever they self-delete. And I think teaching young men to value themselves and also have standards, and particularly the way everything's going with the dating market, I think young men really need to have standards about who they're prepared to get into a relationship with. They need to do a lot of checking, make sure there's no red flags, start slow and figure things out as they go along. Plenty of really good quality women out there, plenty of really good quality men. The problem is we're getting a lot of good quality men with shitty women, good quality women with shitty men. That goes to shit, and because it's going to. And I think what we need to do is start off at the very basics. Teach children to value and respect themselves. Probably stop treating boys in school as dysfunctional girls. Recognize the differences, understand that different is not wrong, and move people along that way. But we ain't gonna suicide ourselves out of any problems. That's never happened in any world.
Aye.
did I do background research on you? No, I did not, Miss Emma G. I had conversations with you, and they said that you were fucking wonderful, and jumped on it before you came to your senses.
Well, yeah, but sometimes it goes sometimes it doesn't go the way they expect it to. I've just saw this story, leaving it up today. So I don't know. Yeah. So Chicago man files landmark lawsuit against women in Facebook, testing Illinois' new anti-doxing statute. So what happened here? This bloke, he was on a dating app that was, which they're not dating apps. They're just hookup applications, one night stand things. But anyway, he rejected some of the women. And so, this particular group had set up like an in-group in Meta for them to exchange stories about the people who they're dating with to find out if they were dating the same person.
Oh, is this from the Are We Dating the Same Guy?
Yeah.
Yep. He's suing them?
Yeah.
Yep, he is indeed.
So, and they were exchanging, and in a lot of the cases where these women were bad-mouthing this bloke, he basically had very little contact with them and decided they had more red flags than a golf course and cut them off immediately. But then this transformed into, oh yeah, he's such a this and he's such a that. So he's going after them in a class action case. And then all of a sudden, all these women come out and say, oh, and we're hoping that we'll find somebody who'll defend us pro bono. Oh, right. So basically, once again, you don't want to put any of your money up, do you? You know what I mean?
Well,
this is what they always say. It's a trope when they say, women's money is their money and a man's money is their money as well. Oh, it's just funny. I just find it funny. It's not funny, but it's funny.
If they don't get a lawyer to go pro bono, they will go fund it.
Yeah, and the simps will be all straight in there. The beta simps. They'll be funding all this crap. So,
and for anything you want to say about OnlyFans and all that stuff, where vast amounts of cash are being extracted, that's also on the men because they're the dumb shits that keep on giving the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Rags has got his only Rags, hasn't he? So
yeah,
he'll have to let us know how that's going. You know.
Well, the research is that round about 5% of the content creators make 90% of the money.
Which is quite startling because if you look at all of the statistics, 90% of women are chasing the 10% of men. Which is these, and I thought to myself, that can't be right, but it is. And this is how bad it's gotten. You know, they've done countless research, and this is not sort of men doing this. This is women. This is mainstream media, and they were asking women, all demographics, all places mainly in the United States. You know, didn't matter where they lived, and essentially, women would rather be part of, be a satellite on an alpha's roster, if you like, than commit to a perfectly decent, nice bloke. And then when they get to the wall, as they call it, I'm using these terms now, mate. When they get to the wall, all of a sudden, oh no, now I want to settle down. But don't bring up the fact that I've been on the cock carousel for the last 10 years. You know, my body count doesn't matter. That's just between me. And it's like, yeah, but it's it does matter, unfortunately, you know.
Fick Logic was asking, is this group quite Islamic? Just Sansom, you Islamic? DJ, any Islamic about you? No, I don't think so.
I am Islamic. I am definitely Islamic. In fact, to celebrate the end of Ramadan, I treat myself to a bag of scratchings and a bacon sandwich. So that's all you need to know about my snack bar. May he rest, bless him, peace be upon him, and all that, whatever it is to say. So there you go. There you go.
I can't answer that. It's 1 minute to midnight, which means it's one more day to April the 1st. So I'm not at liberty to discuss this matter.
Yeah, but I just thought I was interested. I won't go through this story, but because we've praised it quite nicely, I think. But yeah, like all of a sudden, they can rip the shit.
Oh, Sansom, point of order. Point of order.
What?
That R word, we don't use that R word anymore. That festival's called Daytime Fasting Season.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
is that why you're not allowed to eat on a bus in case right, somebody's daytime fasting?
Well, you know the way we now have greetings, eggs, or whatever the fuck the term was for it, and holidays, happy holidays instead of Christmas. Well, right. So we're now calling Ramadan daytime fasting season, to see how that goes.
The thing is, right, the kickoff. This is what does my jaffers in, because there's a couple of videos that played where, one of the snack bars were calling out various people, and saying, "Oh, you're eating in here." And this,
I've seen that.
Ordinary bloke says, "Oh, well, yeah, you made me feel guilty now." On the bus, another snack bar says, "Oh, you're eating that now," but obviously, he'd met his match in that particular demographic in a woman.
Yeah, she
told him where to.
She was above him on the Oppression Olympics and just told him to fuck away off.
Yeah, she was higher up on the totem pole of victimhood, so she told him where to get off. But the hell of it is, it's not like they're starving, because like when he gets back home, and they shut the curtains because that's like effectively darkness to them, they're troughing out. It's like the best Indian banquet you've ever seen every single night of the week in Ramadan. It's like Christmas come early to the buggers. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. There's more food consumed during Ramadan in the Islamic community than there is any month of the year. Well, not consumed. There's more food purchased and prepared a good amount of it all gets thrown away because they make a feast for more people than turn up, and a lot of it all gets thrown away. But yeah, it's all part of the fucking upside down world. They eat more. They need more food for the time of year whenever they fast and whenever they're not fasting.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the news from my wee country?
Mm-hmm.
This may or may not have made it across the water. Right. Here we go.
Who's the bloke disrespectful of women, by the way?
I don't know.
I can't figure this individual out. Like,
yeah, I can't fix logic either. I'm a bit surprised that the name Logic's in the name because most of our takes is a bit disrespectful. No, Fix, what's happening is, for a change, you've bumped into people that treat men and women equally and the same. You're used to being deferred to, so whenever you meet something that is actual equality and honesty, it looks like something else. It's not hard to think about. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful to the men as a class that they're 95% of all those denied access to their children through a court of law. I think it's disrespectful to the men that they're 90% of all workplace fatalities, 80% of all suicides, half of all domestic abuse victims, but are provided zero shelters, and we're now down at something like 38% of all third level graduates. I think they are problems that need talked about. I think that we need to talk about the interaction between men and women in an honest way, or else we're not going to get fucking anywhere. But maybe you think otherwise. I really don't care. Yeah, I really don't give a flying fuck. See, this is the other thing. Some people might worry that you think that I'm not that I'm a bit sexist and whatnot, and you call me sexist. I keep talking like fuck all has happened because fuck all has happened. And yeah, Amaji is sticking up for me, to be fair. Yeah, you'll find that the men and all three of us do respect women.
plenty of women in the chart and all.
Yeah, well, this is true.
Laughing at fucking feminists does not mean that you hate women.
Yeah. Anyway, right. The madness in Northern Ireland.
Respect.
Yeah. Yes, we're just getting on to Jeffrey.
We will respect the Ireland.
Who was that?
Jess.
No, Sam's House 23. Getting on to Jeffrey now. Jeffrey Donaldson, the DUP leader, resigns after a rape charge. Now, the DUP is a Democratic Unionist Party who are the largest Unionist Party in Northern Ireland. That's the fellow there. So Sir Jeffrey Donaldson, MP, has been charged with rape and other historical sexual offences and has resigned as a Democratic Unionist Party leader. So he was the leader of the DUP, and he was the people that brought us back in the Stormont to bring the power sharing back about. A 57-year-old woman has also been charged with aiding and abetting in connection with alleged offences. That is probably his wife. They were both arrested on Thursday morning by PSNI, that's Police Service Northern Ireland. Detectives and were questioned before being charged on Thursday night. Sir Jeffrey has said that he will be strenuously contesting the charges. He and the 57-year-old woman are due to appear in court next month. More on me about this next month whenever they have been through court and we have some actual evidence. In a statement, the DUP said, the party chairman has received a letter from Sir Geoffrey Donaldson MP confirming that he is being charged with allegations of a historical nature and indicating that he is stepping down as a leader of the Democratic Unionist Party with immediate effect. In accordance with the party rules, party officers have suspended Mr. Davis Donaldson from membership pending the outcome of a judicial process. Party officers have this morning unanimously appointed Mr. Gavin Robinson MP as the interim party leader. Sir Geoffrey's letter to the DUP states that he will be strenuously contesting the charges. DUP interim leader Gavin Robinson said there has been a devastating revelation. It has caused tremendous shock, not just for myself personally or my colleagues within the DUP, but for the community right across Northern Ireland. Not really. We are a party and individuals that believe in justice. We have faith in our criminal justice system. More fool you. And so in the coming days and months, we think it is important that none of us say anything or act in any way which seek to prejudice what is now an ongoing criminal investigation. I agree with that. He added that it was very late last night when the party first became aware of the allegations. Mr. Robinson said that the most important task for the party is in focusing on the importance of making Northern Ireland work, installing a sense of positivity in devolution and making sure that devolution works for the people. Police issued a statement on Friday morning but did not disclose the identity of those charged. The statement said a 61-year-old man had been charged with non-recent sexual offences, adding that the 57-year-old woman was also arrested at the same time and charged with aiding and abetting additional offences. The statement also confirmed that the pair would appear before Newry Magistrates Court on the 24th of April. The police investigation is understood to have started within the last number of months, which is interesting, the last number of months after two women came forward. It is understood DUP officers met on Friday morning after details of the charges emerged. Sir Geoffrey's social media accounts, including on X, were deleted overnight. Now, what I will say about all of this is, as to the charges, I'm going to wait until there's been a proper trial. We've heard all the evidence and then we'll give my opinion on it, because as of now, I do not know shit, as does anyone else. Now, what I do find interesting is it's over the last couple of months that the DUP decided to go back into the power sharing agreement, which we have been withdrawn from, supposedly until the border situation in Northern Ireland got sorted out and moved from the REC over to the where it belongs on the land. And I'm very curious as to whether or not the threat of any prosecution was used as a leverage to get Donaldson to go back in the Parliament. That would be the bit I would be more concerned about. And then obviously I'll make a decision on Donaldson after the court case. Thoughts, people?
Well, like I say, the problem is whatever comes out of this inquiry, you know, and if he's found guilty, then he should be convicted. But if he's exonerated, the shit will still stick, won't it? You know what I mean? So
he's done in politics forever.
Yeah.
Guilty or innocent is what the problem is, because it's always going to be a cloud over him. Pakistan's money's on. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I need to wait until I hear what the what the court case is, but I totally agree with Sansom. Even if he's totally exonerated and this was a stitch-up job to put him through court, it's not like we haven't seen that happen with other politicians, most namely a Donald Trump. So I don't know, but he's done in politics and was at the leverage to get us back in the storm out, because the feeling on the street is we should not have went back in. Thoughts, you two?
Is DJ's gone. DJ's gone to the little man. I was waiting for DJ because I didn't want to hog it. But like I say, the problem that we have is that, have you noticed how, because somebody in the chat mentioned that he was quite right wing, shall we say, so more on the right.
Yeah.
And these kind of stories come out at relatively convenient times to besmirch people of that of that nature.
There has been a decision about when this was going to come forward. The timing for me seems very, very dodgy. How long ago did this happen? Why is it coming out now? Is a very valid question.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, like I say, if what's been alleged, and this is, I think, in my opinion, when there are allegations of this nature, they shouldn't be reported upon. Doesn't matter who it is or what it is, until the case has been resolved one way or the other. If it's
there's no names of the person who's making the accusation. So why do we have if the accuser's name's not out, why is the accused out? There's a bit of a disparity with the law there. You either keep these things sealed up and talk about it, release it all to the public afterwards, or tell everything. What have you missed? Jeffrey Donaldson, leader of the Democratic Unionist Party, has been accused of historical sexual abuse.
Sorry, I had to go to the little boys' room.
Robert,
emphasis on historical.
We haven't heard, with no reason why they didn't come forward sooner, and
I'm not saying it doesn't mean automatically that the individual in question is innocent, but historical, there's always question marks over that, because they could have come forward at any point in time, but you didn't. You've chosen to come forward at a specific time.
At PBC, it's not coming out of Concora. Concora was all boys that were being abused. These are two women. There are rumors that it could be his daughter, but I honestly don't know.
Oh no, really?
Okay.
I'll tell you what, that's nice.
That sort of changes things. I bet.
Yeah.
Again, the subject, man. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but the problem is his daughter's been an adult for quite a while. It's. I honestly don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say anything more really about this after tonight until the court thing goes through and we actually have some facts to deal with.
Well, it's all alleged. All you've done is go over a fucking news article. You're not in trouble.
Yeah,
you're getting it.
Yeah, no, it's not about getting in trouble. It's just more. I don't like prejudging anything.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to live in a society that you're innocent until proven guilty anyway.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. but
You know,
I don't know, man. That's you drop that wee bombshell at the end there, like fucking hell. Reminds me of the guy. There's a documentary on the BBC iPlayer now about a guy from Inverness who he was done with a rake of fucking like child abuse charges, like rape and whatnot. Statutory rape and whatnot. So he fled to America with his 17-year-old son. Pretended to drown in a lake, as they call them over there. And his son was effectively roped into going along with this. Now, I don't know. I've not watched the documentary, but I don't know if his son was in on the plan or if he genuinely thought his dad was dead. But regardless, so American Coast Guards and whatnot all flew in to try and to recover his body from the lake. And then about God knows how many weeks later passed, he was caught 2 states away from where he actually was. So he was trying to flee prosecution in Scotland. But the reason I bring that up is the documentary, as well as all the media publications that have come out talking about him past and present, they don't mention a lot of the other details that are very similar to your bombshell, shall we say. Yeah. I'm not going to say any more on that front, but you can kind of get what I'm getting at there. Eh?
Yeah.
He was up to a lot more, allegedly, than what he was actually charged with. But yeah, there's a documentary right now on the iPlayer for people if they want to go and try and find it.
And there's another documentary out at the minute that just dropped on Wednesday night. I'm not sure if it's on the iPlayer, but if it do, I'm going to be looking that up probably tomorrow. Secret Army, which was a documentary by the Provisional Irish Republican Army and Sinn Féin into their activities and money raising during the supposed struggle. So on the other side of the aisle, political aisle from him, there are convicted murderers.
Yeah.
But apparently it's perfectly fine for them to be in politics. With somebody on the policing board who shot a prison officer in the face during a prison break, and he's on the policing board. Not that I think those people makes any difference to whatever happens with Jeffrey, because if he's guilty, he should be spending the rest of his life in prison, and if he's innocent, he should be allowed to continue. But neither of those things is going to happen.
Yeah. What you said there as well. It's the same thing with communism, is it not? You know, there's a communist party in fucking Britain, you know, and people are open communists and whatnot, despite the fact, you know, history, etc. Same principle, like you said there, like previous IRA members now they're allowed to be in politics. Same with communists. I will say though, and this is the last time I'm going to address this individual because I'm very convinced that they're taking the cunt. But regardless, they've said here that they're a grandmother, and everybody is a threat, especially those that take the piss out of women and their anger.
probably a 34-year-old grandmother.
Yeah. But I'm loving that. So because we took the piss out of women getting butthurt over some daft internet meme, like, I don't understand. I'm struggling to comprehend this. So instead of being upset with us, right? Let's just assume that you're a real person. You know you're legitimate. You're a grandmother and whatnot, right? Okay. Instead of being more concerned with the fact that a good portion of young women nowadays do take to social media because of clout, for that dopamine hit, for attention, hypersensitive, hyper emotional. That's what they are. They spend their entire fucking existence on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook wanting likes and attention. Instead of thinking that that's a threat, you in turn find yourself on a stream, never seen you before, you find yourself on a stream where you've done nothing all night but insinuate that the three of us are fucking misogynists. That's funny, right? That's really remarkable. You know, two of us have got our missuses in the chat as we speak, 42 myself. That's funny, right? You've just been nothing but a bad actor all night. You know, maybe if you think we're a threat to people, like, that's remarkable. Take a look in the fucking mirror, love. Maybe limit your family's usage online. And if or maybe the issue here, is it's a bit close to the bone for you because you've got a daughter or a granddaughter or a niece who happens to act that way. And if you do, I'm fucking sorry, but she's just a product of society and we ain't to blame for that. So fuck off out the chart. Go away, you annoying dick. There, but
right,
no,
sorry, yeah,
it's fucking, no, it's just retarded.
Yeah,
wow, fuck off.
yeah, I do believe they have just disappeared, but we'll see.
No, they're still there. They're still there. Even their comment earlier on, it's just bad actor central. Like, if you scroll up in this chart, further up,
hold on.
You speaking to them earlier on, their response to that was I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about male suicides. What were you talking about? You're just agitating for no reason, for no fucking reason. We're just talking. Like, we're not doing anything that's untoward to women. This is retarded. We're not a bunch of fucking incels sat in a chat. We're not MGTOW. We're just talking about random things at fucking 10, 20 past 12 at night. If that upsets your fucking feminist feelings, I don't give a shit. Fuck off. Go away.
And if you want it sugar-coated, you should have bought fucking donuts. Yeah. No, when I thought I had removed, I just removed one comment. They're now gone.
I fucking hate feminists.
It shows you how often I have to do any moderation in this this channel. Whenever I got it fucking wrong.
No issue. Like, it annoys me. Like, I'm like about that. I was say watching the chat, and like, normally I don't really get involved in bad actors, right? If it's just on YouTube, like, fuck it, whatever. It could be anybody. You know, it could be somebody that's in the chat in an alternative account. I'm not going to be accused of being anti-woman. When have I ever said anything that's remotely anti-woman? Like, fuck off.
Anti-leftist, yes. Anti-fucking deranged person, yes. But newsflash, the vast majority of women are not fucking deranged.
You've not met my mother when she's angry.
Yes, I get that, but what I'm saying is, you know, we don't. If we're talking about people with specific characteristics, and you get all but hurt, maybe we've hit one of your twangs. Maybe you hear somebody talking about yourself. I don't know.
Maybe I lost my temper there a bit, but it's annoying.
No,
fucking hell. If that's what they were after, that's what they got. Sorry, but of course it would be me, the unhinged fucking Scottish Highlander. Fucking hell. Oh well.
But we have
Yorkshire past Yorkshire puddings and roast potatoes.
But we have got a wonderful story about equality, which I've just put in the chat there.
Oh, right.
Oh God,
we want equality. We wanted equality.
Right.
You wanted it. You got it.
Oh fuck. Oh, be prepared. There are off-the-cuff rants coming soon.
You let him hit it raw. You never give a second thought. Now you're single. Oh, no, we're not doing that one anymore, are we? No. My blood boils when I hear critics say waspy women should have known better, says Rachel Rickard Strauss. Probably need an early life check on that. But anyway.
Before we start this, I can well remember for approximately 5 years hearing stories in the news. It was actually probably longer than that. It was probably 8 to 10 years of hearing stories in the news that women's pension age was moving from 60 to 65 in line with the male retirement age. And if you manage to ignore all that and then suddenly figure out your pension 6 weeks before you retired, or figured out that you didn't have a pension 6 weeks before you retired, that's probably at least partially on you. Right, continue, Sanson.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I don't know if that I'm assuming Vic's lady was from the UK or the US, but yeah, you got 6 more. You got 6 more years, girl.
Yeah,
unlucky.
Yeah,
unlucky.
Well, you know where you've got indoor cats and outdoor cats. Well, I think your woman Fix was a fucking moon cat, possibly from the moon. There you go. Right. Anyway, continue with this wonderfully enlightening story, Mr. Sanson.
Yes, of course. This is the lady known as, what's her name? Rachel Rickard Strauss. Early life definitely needed on that one. Of course, I think we should all take responsibility for our financial futures. I'm a money editor after all. Yet, my blood boils when people use this argument to wash their hands of waspy women. It's easy to look at this. What's waspy again? Is it like against the pensions?
No. Women against something pension inequality.
Well, we're making it equal.
Yeah.
So there you go. So, you wanted equality, and the government saw a nice little cheeky dodge to get 5 years extra money out of you. Do you know what would be the most equality thing to do? Let's make women and men's pension age the same. Excellent. Everybody retires at 60. No, everybody retires at 65. Bastard. Okay, then. It's like, you know what I mean? Unbelievable. Anyway, yet my blood boils when people use this argument to wash their hands of waspy women. It's easy to look at this generation who were born in the 50s through today's lens. No notice, no letter, no pension.
Samson, if you hear me going, that's a bullshit alert, and I'm about to cut in. So continue.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is as well, if there was, in fairness, right? Because we all know, and this is once again ONS statistics, that ladies outlive men by at least 5 years on average across the thing. Then surely, if it was to be equal, men should retire at 60 and women should retire at 65. What do you think? Because they get an extra 5 years of, life expectancy. Is that coming out equal for you, Vix? Oh, just fucking, like I say, you wanted it, you got it. And most of these harridans would have probably been campaigning, the first and second wave lies that they told to their kids, feminism. Today, financial independence is much easier to achieve, and finding out about your state pension is seen as responsibility we all share. I'll never see it. I'll tell you now, old as I am, I doubt if I'll see a state fucking pension. That'll get ripped away soon. We've got too many fucking mouths to feed in this country now.
I've had a good look at it, and I think I need to work till about lunchtime at the day of my funeral.
Yeah, I in order to make it worthwhile for me, the gravedigger said, when I die, he's going to dig me back up again because he needs to get another couple of years out of me. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Anyway, but it's all about equality. It's all about equality. Have that for a bit of equality. That's not fair, but it's equal. Sorry. See that? That's the sound of your bubble bursting.
Yeah.
But the working lives of waspy women have straddled two very different worlds. While today they're being admonished for not being financially independent, it was not so long ago they would have been rebuked for daring to be. You know, once again, shit that didn't happen. My household, I tell you now, my household, my mum ran the house. Yeah, everything. My dad came in on a Friday night, wage packet on the table. She divvied up what needed to be spent, gave him his pocket money. He was as happy as Larry, and that was the way it fucking was. Yeah, that was the way it worked. That was the way it was. It was a great household. I have nothing but the utmost respect and love and dignity for my parents, for the way they brought me up and for what they provided to me, even though, like I say, my mum and dad both worked, so it was a shared pot, but my dad was what we termed the breadwinner, the bigger share of the pot in that respect. However, all of the day-to-day finances and the running of the house, and a lot of mining women did the same thing because the men couldn't be asked. They said, look, I've just spent 8 hours at the front of a face, a mile down underground, fucking piss sweating, and literally all I want to do right now is go and have a pint and then have a kip. Is that okay? Is that all right with you, Flower? Yes, it is. There you go. Here endeth the lesson. And that's the way that our little mining communities worked and worked very well until it was decimated by various things. But yeah, like I say, here's a little bit of equality now for you. You know what I mean? Well, today, for not being financially independent, it was not so long they were rebuked for daring to be. Yeah, whatever. Waspy women who are starting their careers, women encouraged to rely on men for their finances. When they say encouraged to rely on men, you say this is, once again, this is the lie of feminism, isn't it? Oh, don't be constrained through marriage to a man who genuinely likes you and loves you, because you could instead spend the next 60 years working for a bloke who doesn't fucking give two shits about you.
Hold on. So 1841, we had the Custody of Infants Act, which gave custody of all children to the mother during the tender years, which are supposedly those years whenever the mother is breastfeeding. Now, prior to the introduction of this law, again, 1841, not 1841, prior to that, men were given custody of the child at the point of a separation, because the man was the one who had to provide for all of its necessities. However, after the introduction of the Custody of Infants Act, custody then went to the mother, and the father was still required to provide for it. Now, the second Custody of Infants Act in 1881 then brought that age up to the age of 18. So if women were supposed to rely on the man, then why would they have been breaking off on their own to raise the child? The second thing I would ask about would be the Married Women's Property Act, which protected women against losing a house that they already owned prior to a marriage and a subsequent divorce. So if women prior to 1975 were not allowed to have banks, not allowed to have property, not allowed to have any agency of their own, why the fuck are there laws that are protecting those rights over 100 fucking years ago? It doesn't make sense. It's bullshit. It's made up. And these people are putting out an article that is opinion, and very bad opinion, that, and trying to pass it off as fact. You may continue, Sansom. Sansom?
Sorry, mate. Sorry, I was
Right.
I did
All
the
right.
cardinal sin.
Oh, he's in the mute. Right. You may continue.
Here we go. Don't forget, it wasn't until 1975 that a law was passed permitting women to open a bank account in their own name.
No law to be found. I spent hours trying to find that law. What there was a pressure campaign by the equality legislation, and also, do you really think that money grabbing banks are willing to just shut off half of the customers? What they're talking about was, it turned out that men in full-time employment could get better rates than women in part-time employment due to levels of risk of not paying back and stuff like that. That's what they're talking about. No law exists, and if anybody can find a law where we allow women to get we're around about the same time as the Equal Pay Act, which was 1973. 1973, it went into the meetings because a bunch of women in Dagenham at Ford went on strike, and they got the end of that was Equal Pay Act, which means that you have to pay people the same rate for the same for work of equal value. So yeah, they're making this up out of whole cloth. It's bullshit. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, but that gender pay gap thing in the West and Wider Anglosphere is definitely real now, though, isn't it? 42.
If you add up all of the money earned by men in the country and all of the money earned by women in the country, and make a subtraction of those figures, you will get a differential. However, that does not account for extra wages made on shift premium, on night shift, dangerous working, and it turns out that you have to pay somebody more to dig down in the ground and drag out coal than you do to sit in a library and dish out books. This has got a lot to do with lifestyle choices and not to do with if in the current day you're getting paid less than somebody of a different sex, color, religion, whatever. Because of that, I would advise you to take them to court, because that's the law and it has been since 1973.
Yep. When some waspy women were 24, women still couldn't apply for a loan or mortgage without the signature of their husband or father.
Could they do it if they were single? Could they do it if they were widowed?
I don't know, mate.
Oh, I think you'll find that they did, and it was not a law. It was a policy in the bank that they wanted everything into joint names, which, by the way, put the vast majority of mortgages in the working class community that were being paid totally by the man, half in the woman's peer. Half in the it automatically gave them half. So yeah, maybe have a think about what you're asking for, or have an honest argument.
Yeah, and yeah, because I've heard recently, you know, the whole story of, you know, the government and that getting involved in the marriage contract as it became, and you know,
the government always has been.
Yeah, but the sort of the cynical MGTOW voice on that one is that was done so that the government or the whatever the regime of the time was could gain access to men's wealth through women.
It is and it isn't.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
What's more on the nail is, right, so if you have the the whole push was to ensure that every child had a male designated to provide for them. Because if you, what happened was you had these marriages, relationships that were breaking up, and then the children were being left to the church or the government. And the church and the government went, actually, no, there has to be somebody responsible for that. What the way it currently is in law now in the Western world, pretty much everywhere, generally, is whoever is in a committed relationship with the mother during the pregnancy is deemed the father, and that person is responsible for the child's financial welfare until the age of 16, with no regard given to biology. I would also add in this whole mix that this whole time, women have been going home from the hospital with a child that they know is theirs because it came out of their body and it was tagged right away. But men have been going home with children who they are told is theirs, and you can't question the woman on that. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts, win some, lose some.
Oh, I'll tell you what, there are some fabulous videos of women being outed by their spouses several months or years after the event. And which, you know, they have that suspicion, don't they? So there was one that I saw famously where this bloke gave this woman a massive birthday present, and it was their, in quotes, daughter's, I think, 3rd birthday, but he gave the woman a massive present. He goes, oh yeah, it's because I care about you, you know. So effectively, this present it's just basically one box after one box after one box after one box, until it gets down and it becomes like this big envelope, and then more envelope, and all the way through she's saying, oh, this must be that dress I was after. This must be that hat.
The present video. Well, yeah, but that those videos are fake.
Well, they might. Well, like I say, but
yeah, they are. They've got to be fucking a setup, mate. They have to be. That's they're just designed to get you watching for fucking.
But I was going to say the most heartrending ones is when, like, for instance, a child or a parent, well, the father, because it can't not be the mother, can it? But the child or the father get a, you know, some, like, you know, they need a kidney transplant or something of that nature, or a bone marrow transplant, and they test the parent and they say, but you're not the parent, you know. It's like, what? And that, like, could be, you know, 15, 20 years later. And I didn't, like I say, I wasn't part of that thing back in the day, but, you know, this whole bloody thing, but it makes, to me, and I would say this across every country,
they reckon paternity fraud is currently sitting around about 40%. So 40% of all fathers are bringing up a child that is not their own.
Well, yeah, like I say, so I think if that is the case, then I think that, and once again, what we are seeing is a degradation in accountability, societal values, all of these things. And if such a thing as a state mandated, paternity test was a given thing, it may rein in some of this debauched behaviour that we're seeing now, to sort of greater or lesser extent. Who knows? I don't know. But it's it's a new world to me, all this stuff, mate. I'm just enjoying the salty tears, because I'm looking at it from the outside and I'm thinking to myself, you know, God, bloody lucky. I'm glad I took my ride long before this shit
Here,
was a thing.
Sansom, have you watched the Red Pill movie?
The who?
The Red Pill movie with Cassie J.
I've never even heard of it, mate. No.
Right.
I thought Red Pill was like, you know,
right,
getting woke on politics and shit like that.
No, right. Red Pill started off. The first people to use the Red Pill analogy was the men's rights movement, where we're going to show you the truth. Then it spread. Other people sort of used it and it went sort of right wing type of direction. There's a woman who called Cassie J, really lovely girl, who was a feminist and decided to do a deep dive into the men's rights movement to expose all these foul misogynists. Went along to the first international conference on men's issues in 2013 in Detroit for making her film this documentary, and also did a lot of filming with feminists, and eventually the film came out, and it sort of takes you through her journey of understanding the whole situation from both sides and what she got from it. But that it would be worthwhile for you to watch the film. You'll get it on any of the streaming sites. The Red Pill movie, Cassie J.
I'll definitely have a look into that. But yeah, I definitely will. Have you seen DJ's comment in the private chat, mate? Just in case you want to nip this one in the bud. What I will say is I will very quickly rip through this, but essentially, it's basically women cheesing off because they got the equality they didn't want.
That's basically it.
It is.
DJ, senior comment. I was only really thinking about going about another 10 minutes anyway.
All right, no worries.
It was sort of. I've been trying to keep them to around about 2 hours. Obviously, this one, don't mind this one, runs on a lot longer. But it's all good.
Pussy.
Have you anything Scottish you want to tell us about?
No, I already did that at the start, mate. Hate crime bill. So nothing else. There might very well have been some developments this week, but I've not paid fucking any attention. So none on that front. But
and no good luck with the job front.
No, not yet. Pain in the arse. If I wanted to go back to labouring or whatever, like I used to do a few years ago, I could get a job tomorrow, but I don't want to.
Right. Oh, right. So
that, you know what I mean? So I fucking walk away from it. But
right, you're heading more trade based.
No, I'm wanting I can't even call it a career, really. But all I've done most of my life is labouring, and I'm my last job I wasn't labouring, I was part of a trade. But I'm walking away from building sites.
Right, you want away from
wanting to change your career, so to speak. But they take one look at your CV, presumably, and it's kind of the equivalent of like what black people do. Like, I didn't get this job because I is black. Well, I'm pretty convinced that if somebody's got no points on their license and they've got a resume that's full to the brim of similar roles, then they're more inclined to get the jobs that I'm now applying for, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it turns out having relevant experience actually makes you more employable.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah,
it goes without saying, but I can't play the race card, unfortunately, yet. Anyway, let's say when the demography flips on its head and it's like 60-40, maybe I can start saying it's because I'm white. But for the time being, it's not that.
Oh, I've had an idea for a book about these 60-year-old maintenance fitters who keep telling the people at the top of their company they need to employ new maintenance fitters because they've had no new ones, and the office dwellers are saying, no, we'll be fine. And they're going, what are you going to do whenever we retire? Says, we'll just phone maintenance. And they haven't cottoned on to the fact that if they don't actually train people for maintenance, there'll be nobody to do it. And then everything's all going to shit. And these like small amount of people are trying to keep the whole Western world afloat.
Yeah.
Because
it goes back to, I've got this weird tendency. That wasn't even my point, but I can still relate to it in the sense every stream that I do myself, I unintentionally and indirectly manage to say, and going full circle, and then I'll bring up something that relates directly back to the very beginning of the fucking stream when we were talking about long-term ramifications, and then I brought up demography and whatnot. It's also very true in regards to what you've just mentioned there, or as a very infamous Scottish YouTuber would say, in regarding to that, would say, Scott Sowers in the chat, he'll get that one. But regardless, if you're not training enough people up, long-term ramifications are not being thought about the same way that demography, etc. So the same principle applies, full circle applies. Barely anybody is replenishing the stock, so to speak, in the workforce.
Right. We have a very important question in the chat from Scott Sarmer.
Right, I'm leaving.
Egg beat up in a cup.
Leaving. Don't ask. If you ask, I'm leaving the fucking streamer.
Right. Oh,
no,
right.
No. This is Scott Sarmer and my missus. This is a concerted effort to fucking annoy me. Yeah. You fucks.
See, I like an egg beat up in a cup.
Yeah, but you.
But I also thought it was a Belfast thing. I wasn't.
Yeah, it's Irish.
Yeah,
it's an Irish phenomenon, and then that's why it's spread to Glasgow. So you should stop doing that, mate.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have seen it as an Irish thing. I'd have seen it as a Ulster British thing.
Historically, apparently, it's an Irish thing.
Who the fuck knows? Well, that would be hard because them lazy fucks down there wouldn't bother to keep livestock. It was too labor intensive for them. They wanted to do just the stuff where you planted a seed and waited for fucking a load of months.
No, well, I'm just like the Irish apparently brought it over when they moved to.
Yeah, well.
And that would explain why the likes of Clive, Scott Sarmer, PBC, etc., they all enjoy this delicacy. It's a very Glaswegian delicacy, and Glasgow is it's Irish, half Irish anyway. So makes sense.
I'm going to claim it as Ulster Scots.
Well, I'm going to have to push back on that, mate. Scott Sarmer's made me spurg out to such a point that I've actually looked into it to prove my point, and it's Irish.
Right, Linda Hunter, what you do is you get not a boiled egg, a couple of boiled eggs, peel them, put them in the cup, drop of butter, bash it all up, let the butter melt into it, and fucking yummy.
No.
It's all...
Soft-boiled eggs, mate. Soft-boiled eggs.
Yeah, soft-boiled eggs. Yeah, and for people like myself that are trying to reduce their carbs, so therefore I'm not eating toast and stuff. It is...
join the good side.
Yeah, so I've had the odd egg beat up in a cup lately.
Boggin.
Oh, love it.
Boggin. You should be ashamed of yourself for what
the thing is, DJ, this
here we go.
Jobs, no, I was just going to, before we got onto curdled eggs, you were talking about the job, but wouldn't you have to travel for that particular job, though, mate?
What job?
Well, a potential job
being Prince Charles's fluffer.
Oh, hold on. We've had a news flash. Apparently, I'm more smelly than normal.
No, yeah. All right. You brought it up. You brought up the Royals, eh? What's your opinion on the Kate shit?
What?
The Kate stuff?
The
Oh
kid
yeah,
stuff.
I'll tell you what.
I hope she
that's
gets
like
better.
when-
Okay, well that's
That-
your okay. So
that's like, but no, as we know, it's been hammering out the old Kate conspiracy stuff, hasn't he?
yeah, he's not the only one. To be fair, like it's
Well,
fine.
I haven't had the sad thing is I haven't had a chance to last week, right? Basically, I'm off next week, and so I could get a nice free week without being pestered. I was working till late on a number of bits and bobs. I had a couple of family outings through the week, so I just, I wasn't really very present. I know I'm the least present person when it comes to social media in the best of times, but I was like catching things late or a day late or whatever. Even tonight, I said to Toffee, because we got the video set up, and Toffee says, "Have you set that stream up yet?" I goes, "No, I haven't, mate. I haven't, not yet." So I managed to squeeze it in when I actually got in between that and doing Bonnie Lad stream. But yeah. So, but yeah, I'm quite interested because they've got the old, AI. Is this image real or fake? Shit going on, haven't they? So, yeah. But but I would admit, I will say this, guys. All of you, the faithful, massive, 7:00 on Monday. We've got the skinny on the Baltimore Bridge. We've got the actual black box sound recording to go along with the footage. Be there or be square.
Oh, I've got my opinion on the Baltimore Bridge. There is fucking stupidity involved in it somewhere.
Well, I think there definitely is, but if you want to hear that crew, that entire crew on that ship, Toffee sourced it. I have to say, a little bit of journalism genius there from Toffee. So,
right.
tune in on Monday because it's going to be the opening story.
I think it wasn't maintained. It wasn't serviced. Probably, possibly, fuel filters, and it lost all power. Dropped an anchor to try to stop. That's why it took a 90-degree turn. And then whenever the current had it, the anchor wouldn't hold it, and off it went. But I reckon that there is a level of stupidity, poor training, that has somewhere along the line in causing that. In the same way that we have, this is how well our education is working. Right, we're pushing people into jobs that they're obviously not capable of doing. Otherwise, that boat we know lost power. The other interesting thing that happened with the football was prior to the match between Northern Ireland and Scotland, the Scotland fans, with full national gusto, sang a song that is not their national anthem before the match. And then whenever their actual national anthem came on, because they were playing Northern Ireland and we share a national anthem. So, and as I had said earlier, our Northern Ireland players, we have a contract with them. We keep out of politics, they keep out of politics, and they play the correct national anthem. So they play God Save the Queen. And the Scottish people, the Scottish supporters, booed their own fucking national anthem because they aren't educated enough to know the fucking difference between a song and their national anthem.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, I can't speak for all Scots like what you do. However, DJ, and like I say, just to, before you give your final word on the Scots singing or not singing the appropriate thing or booing the national anthem, if you do take that job, mate, just make sure that it's not one of his sausage fingers, yeah? That's all I'll say.
Fuck off, mate. Just fuck off. Yeah. We've had these debates before, Sensitive, about the Royals, have we not? Why would I want to get involved with them?
Shit, and just like that, and just like that, it's 2:00.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm pretty sure they're like you've had like 3 or 4 different people in the chat tonight that's the same person. I'm pretty sure it is. You're getting trolled, mate. You've hit the big time.
Well, I know who Eleanor is.
No, I'm not on about that for individual.
All right.
Samantha or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's the same person.
To be fair, I don't see all of the chat. I'm not. Once I start free ranting, my ability to read chat simultaneously goes.
I just want out there on the record, by the way, that I'd say to these cunts, these boomers in the private chat, what fucking open the floor and fire the link out a wee while. I've got things to do, etc. You're a bunch of boomers. But hey, well.
No, well, it's. I've been trying to keep these closed by 2 a.m. For the last while. It's been.
You can't, mate. You can't do that when the clocks have gone forward.
Right. Well, here. Well,
you can't do that.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, I've been trying to keep the streams to 2 to 2.5 hours. We're now on 2 hours 31 minutes. Whenever I seen that, there was 15 minutes left. I don't think it was a good idea to say, right here, come on, and you've got you've got 4 minutes. Go.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So that's why I didn't. See if you had said it with an hour ago, I went, right, okay, we'll do that. I'm sorry. But it's just the way it is. For me personally, going forward, I'm going to be keeping all these streams to 2.5 hours max. I want to get some sort of being awake on a Sunday morning thing going again. Particularly as the weather starts to change, because I want to either get out on a bicycle or do stuff on a Sunday and get to the gym more and be more physically active. So, because I'm getting old and tired and I need to fucking work at it. So, there you go. 42's no mercy. Right. So, I'm going to start digging out a outro. Last thoughts.
Hopefully, can you pick one from the new album, mate, if you've got one?
Yep, I have indeed. I shoot. This is where we find. Is it the bug school?
This is 42 speaking. Well,
right. I didn't mean that you actually start. So hold that back. DJ, any last words?
No. April the 1st tomorrow. See what happens.
Yep.
See what happens. You
be all good.
Well, I don't know. You might see me on a stream tonight. I haven't slept Sunday night. Scott Farmer. I don't know what he's doing yet. Might not. However, yeah. Not much I can say because I should probably be policing my speech at this point. Do you know what, though? There was something else that I really wanted to bring up tonight, but
what is it?
Leave it now. Like, oh no, it's just something that came up in the media the day. I'll tell you what I could do. If you send some does this we outro now, I will send the article privately. If you want to bring it up, you can. If not, we will leave it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, just remember that.
Send the article through.
Send some. This is your cue to ensure there's no dead air.
Yep.
Well, I'm just was waiting for the song because I like this one. Eat the bugs.
You can wait a minute, cunt.
Right, it's being postponed. Yeah, it's being postponed to after the after this.
Well,
Ah, well, you need to decide whether or not you want to bring it up, but I
Right,
will
well,
send you the link.
Send me the link.
Yeah,
I'll
send
bring it up.
us the link, and in the meantime, we're just going to have to sit here and wonder what it's going to be like. Sucking royal cock for a job. It's
That'd be amazing, but I don't want to go anywhere near English people, so it's fine.
Everybody can be bought for a price, DJ. And let's
No,
just
no,
say, if
no,
they
no,
throw
no.
in a case of iron brew, you're theirs.
He brings it up instantaneously. You even fucking read it, mate. Oh, okay. Well, on you go.
Yeah. Invergorry man with far right links remains in community council post. How could you not bring that straight up? Is this the dude here?
Yeah.
Council chairman Jimmy Brown. What did this total racist do? The leader of Invergorry Community Council, linked to far right group, has retained this position after the group voted in favour of supporting diversity and inclusion. The Courier understands that Jimmy Brown, whose links to Patriotic Alternative were revealed earlier this month, will continue as chairman. The Community Council adopted the Equality and Diversity policy proposed by the local parish minister, the Reverend Mark Pro. It reads, Invergorry, sorry if I'm butchering that, Community Council reaffirms its belief that Invergorry and Kilgordy are places where everyone will be welcomed and included. Mr. Pro told the Courier the accusations against Mr. Brown, including the use of racial slurs online, had caused concern in the community. He said the response to his proposal, which commits the community group to eliminating discrimination and promoting equality, was positive, and that he hoped it would settle concern. As understood, Mr. Brown supported the resolution at the meeting, which had around 12 people in attendance. Carl of Curry Council, Alistair Bailey, said he was reassured by the fact. Mr. Bailey said, So basically, what's happened is people were pissed off at him, and then he said, can we have a diversity policy? And they all said yes, and he's staying on his job. Is that
well, kind of like a few weeks ago he was ousted. He's a leader of the community council in his local area, and he was effectively doxxed.
Right.
So in the weeks that have followed, he's now attended one of these meetings.
Right. He went for the struggle session.
Aye, something like that. Like, it's the article doesn't go into the greatest of detail as to like what legitimately happened and whatnot, but the takeaway from it is that he was doxxed, right? Fast forward a few weeks, and he has participated in one of these meetings, and instead of losing his job, he's he's voted on policies to embrace diversity and inclusion.
Yeah,
this is a member of a fucking party in Scotland. I don't know.
Well, he actually should, because if you have, I don't know if you have section, can't remember the name of it, but there's a section in the council rules in Northern Ireland Good Relations, which means that you cannot discriminate between people of religious or ethnic backgrounds or different opinions and whatnot. And if you go and make your argument with those under those guidelines, you're allowed to actually have your opinion.
I don't know, mate. I really don't know. I mean, this article only came out in the last like fucking 24 hours, but it just appears on surface level that this guy has been ousted. He got into his position sort of hiding his politics. He's been ousted, and from what this article is sort of portraying, in order to keep his position, he's buckled. to the pressure. So I kind of guess that poses the question, really. Like, what's the fucking point being in that position in the first place if you're just going to kowtow?
Well, if he's went to put it on, we're going to have diversity. But yeah, but I'm going to claim that diversity is also of thought, and therefore I'm allowed to be in here. And he got himself kept in a job on the back of that. I don't know. It's hard to know exactly what happened. Suppose you're just going to have to wait and see what his policies are like going forward. No? DJ? Hello?
I'm here. I didn't know who you're asking.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck, hell, my mic turned off. Yeah, I'm saying there that I also have a clip Mark Collette speaking about this very subject earlier on. It was quite spicy. But I don't think I'll play that.
Yeah, no, probably not.
No.
Yeah, I'm not fond of Mark Collette at the best of times.
No, I'm not saying I am either,
Yep.
but yeah, it's interesting developments, that's for sure.
These people.
Aye,
No, well, it's to be totally honest with you, seeing as Mark Collette has an inability to say the words Northern Ireland, I probably would not platform anything he says. I'm really quite simple that way. See if you don't at least acknowledge that my country exists. Don't be expecting me to do absolutely anything for you. That's that's my line.
Nah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's pretty much where my line starts, middles and ends. I'll also say that I have just finished reading a book called The Border Clearings, and that has not helped with any of that because it deals with the genocide along the border between Northern Ireland and the Republic. And if you thought I didn't like the people from down there before I read that, they haven't went up in my estimation. But there you go, which is also a story for another day. I hope to have the author of that book on in the coming weeks.
Oh, excellent. Look forward to that.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see if they get back in contact with him, but we will see. Right. DJ, if you have anything else you need to say about that last story?
No, I just wondered what your thoughts were there. Hence why I sent it privately and you just went and fucking shared it.
Well,
yeah, I know.
To be fair, see with that title, it was hard not to go fucking I'm doing this. Yeah,
No.
I honestly don't know. If he has went with yeah, let's embrace diversity. And by the way, white people are included in your policy. Diversity of thought is included in your policy, and under that, you need to actually allow me to stay here. Then he's played a blinder. If it's been a case of go do this and we'll allow you to stay, then not so much, and we're never going to know which it is.
Yeah. Nah, fair point. Sorry, I agree, actually. See what's what in the coming weeks, I suppose.
Yep. And you'll also see, does he take a big change in his opinions?
No, it's community council. I don't think you get fuck off for that.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit... Whether you get any payment or anything for it or not, it's... Do your policies remain the same?
Yeah, time will tell, mate.
Yep. Right. Sansom, any last stuff? And then I'll fire up the outro.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us on again. enjoyed the stream. Hopefully, it's not DJ's last or end
Yeah,
of the month
hopefully it's
stream.
not.
If not, we'll get another fellow Welshman, Irishman, or Englishman on who aren't quite as cooked as the Scots at the moment. You know what I mean? But
no,
or DJ, you know, when he moves to Buckingham Palace as King Charles III's fluffer, he may get a little bit of grace on airtime down there. But you know, who knows? But anyway, either way, hopefully we'll see everybody on Monday evening. I know that collides with Dave Waffles' house, and I do apologise to him.
Don't worry about it.
It's the only time we get. But yeah, 7 o'clock on Monday evening, myself, DJ, and Toffee will be putting the world to rights, starting with the actual, vocal recordings of the Baltimore ship personnel. It's breaking news. I don't know how you can't not. I mean, I don't know how Toffee, his journalism, he's a savant, shall we say, when it comes to journalism. He picks up these odd little, I mean, DJ, he nails it all the time, but every now and again, Toffee comes in with this little bit of savant knowledge, gives us the cream, you know what I mean? Anyway, so that'll be all happening on 7 o'clock on Monday, mate.
Lovely job.
April Fool's Day. And I tell you what, I'm the biggest fucking fool.
Watch me on Monday. Watch me every time I go to swear. I'm gonna hold back.
It's gonna be like this. So this is the way it's gonna go. So we're gonna have Baltimore Bridge then, Toffee. Oh yeah, so it was fucking useless cunts, wasn't it? Basically, at the end of the day, they were all fucking useless. DJ, I'm going to wait for the full report to come out.
Yeah.
On
I love black people.
Anyway. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I'll let you carry on. But yeah, so God bless everybody, and it's been great, and see everybody on Monday, hopefully.
What I will say, Sansom, DJ, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed doing these streams we used to. Bit of lighthearted fun and banter and whatnot. Love it. Thank you very much both for coming on. And with that, I'm going to play us out.
Mr. 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance. Oh shit, man. Eat the bugs? You got me wrong. You got me so wrong. You ever seen a cave drawing of somebody with a spear hunting a mosquito? Well, me either. We eat meat and we have choices. You cook the hedgehog right? It tastes like chicken. Fucking chicken. I ain't eating your bugs. I ain't eating your bugs. I started off with nothing and I'm never going back. I'm not getting on your progressive track. With Agenda 2030, I refuse to engage. I can see where it is going and it's just another cage. I've got hedgehog, I've got rabbit, I've got wild hog. Fuck it, I can even move to Alaska and get me a nice caribou. Eating your bugs. You're trying to take away what I fought so hard to get, so I'm going to say no to your cattle car trade. Eat the bugs? Live in some communal pod with no fucking privacy? Oh, nothing and be happy. I've seen the people with nothing and they don't look happy. Eat the bugs? Live in some communal pod with no fucking privacy? Oh, nothing to be happy. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. Fuck it. me so fucking wrong. There are millions of us in the UK, billions worldwide, unvaccinated, striding out into our third winter of death with not a care in the world. Eating pig, eating cow, eating chicken, and we will not conform. Fuck it, I'm not eating your bugs. Hey, Klaus Schwab, this is 42, and I want the word with you. Motherfucker.
This is the fourth industrial revolution. We have a window of opportunity for the great reset. Technology is a critical weapon. History is truly at a turning point. We can shape a better world, and we will reglobalize to make it a better place. So will all nothing, and so will be and so will eat the bugs.
Ryan got me talking. Why are the United Nations in charge of Stonehenge? Keeping me away from the stones? That's not world heritage, that's British heritage. You're getting to the point where the people just want to be left alone and going to get involved. Tell me again, why is the United Nations running Stonehenge? Fuck it. Stonehenge, new games of fucking Perry Mountain Range, now all owned by UNESCO, so you and I can never go. Fuck your 15-minute cities and your Internet of Things. We are going back to nature, see what that life brings. We had a good look at the planning we did, so we hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid. Fuck it. We hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid. Fuck it. We hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid.
This is 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance.
Fuck it. Okay, everybody. DJ was DJ. Sansom was Sansom. I've been 42, and you lot in the chat have been, as usual, fucking amazing. Good night. God bless. See you all next week. I'm out of here.